Hey everyone, Michael here from Chase and Gather NZ. I am going to be taking you through my workout of the week. So the idea behind this sort of series is to be able to give you some practical workouts that you can do in the lead up to the raw or in preparation for hunting trips that you're doing. So I'm going to take you through some exercises today, and also bearing in mind that I know not everyone has barbells, kettlebells, dumbbells and all that sort of stuff, so trying to keep it as home-based as possible and so that anyone can do it. Cool, so I'll show you what we're going to do. This is going to be our workout for the week. Cool, so here it is, workout of the week. Your warm-up, depending on where you live or what you've got access to, can be a 5-minute block run. If you've got injuries, knee injuries and things like that, you could turn that into a power walk. I'm going to be doing skipping today, so 5 minutes of skipping for me. So just try and do as much in a row as you can. If you need to have breaks within that skipping block, you can, of course. Then I'm going to move on to a circuit. So the stations today are going to be 60 seconds of work with a 20-second rest after each station. Now, this can be tweaked depending on your fitness level. So if you are fitter, you might just want to have a 10-second break between your sets. If you're not as fit, you could do 60 seconds of work and have a 30-second rest. Entirely up to you. The circuit that I'm going to go through has got 6 different exercises on it. So I'm going to go from station 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then back to the top. I'm going to work my way through this circuit a complete number of 5 times. So the first one are going to be squats. I'm going to be using a backpack. Second exercise is going to be a front plank. So front plank targets your core muscles, abdominals, lower back, obliques, shoulders. Mountain climbers is a cardio exercise that also works the same muscle group, so I put those two back to back. So it's a good challenge for you. Number 4, alternate lunges or step ups. Number 5 is hip bridges. So that's an exercise which is really good for developing your glutes and your hamstrings. Really good for if you're doing a lot of hill work, if you're walking up hills. Number 6, no stranger, push-ups. As I've stated down the bottom there, reduce your rest period time if you're fitter, or increase your work period if you are fitter as well. Backpack, so what I've got, this is my backpack that I go hunting with, so it's a fairy down. So inside there, I've literally just stuffed it with hunting gear, so clothes. And you can just use a backpack if you want, you don't need it to be your main pack. So as you'll see inside here, we can get in there. It's just all sorts of random bits and pieces. Beanie, blue beanie. These are the main bits of weight that I've thrown in. So I've got 2 5-kilo plates. So that means I've got at least 10 kilos worth of stuff, and then plus all this hunting equipment in here. So I've probably got about 15 kilos in total. So I'm going to wear that throughout some of the exercises. And if you don't have access to plates like this, you can use things like packets of rice, and you can throw them in your backpack because they're really comfortable, nice and soft. But yeah, up to you. Okay, cool. So I've done my 5-minute skipping, grabbing the backpack or the pack, chuck it up on the back as you do. Get it all nice and tight. Shoulder straps as well. Okay, so first exercise that we're going to be doing are the bodyweight squats, although I've also got some weight in here, so I'm operating about 15 kilos now. Okay, so basically we want to try and come down to parallel with the ground and come up. Down to parallel, up to the top, down and up. Try and get as deep as you can in your squats, and when you are coming up to the top, your butt cheeks should be clenched and your hips should be forward. So down and up. from side. Cool. So those are our squats. So target muscle group for those are the thighs, so the quads. Also, the deeper you get, the more you get into your hamstrings through here, and glutes. Because you've got the added benefit of putting a backpack on or weight, you're actually working your core and your lower back as well. And because you're also carrying that weight on your shoulders, you're working your traps too. Cool, so we're going to move on to the next exercise, and that's going to be our front plank. So you can take the bag off this one if you want to. 60 seconds is the target. Okay, so for the front plank, your elbows go directly underneath your shoulders, and you're trying to keep a nice flat position across your back. So that's our position there, and you're basically just holding that for 1 minute. So you want your abdominals contracted nice and tight, breathing nice and slowly, and letting your abs do the work. Try not to push into the ground with your shoulders or push out of the ground with the shoulders. Keep them nice and relaxed. If you want to progress that, you can move the feet out, in, out, in. If you need to reduce that, knees on the ground. Still getting a workout from here. When you've recovered, go back up to a full plank. Cool, so that's exercise 2. For these next ones, okay. Cool, so next exercise are mountain climbers. You'll probably be climbing a few mountains, so set yourself up in a push-up position, hands are shoulder width apart, and then from there, up into this position here. What we're going to do now is we're going to bring a knee forward, and the other one back. So this is our mountain climber. You can speed them up if you want to. Depends on what the weight's going to do in your backpack. If you're really struggling, just hold your plank position here and wait till the end of that 30 seconds. Cool. So that's our mountain climber. Cool, so the mountain climber is done. Climbed the mountain for 1 minute. Now we're going to jump onto an alternate lunge, so alternating lunges. So essentially taking a big step forward, and 2 things that we're aiming for are length and depth. So big lunge forward, and then try and get that back knee right to the ground. Push yourself back to the start position. You can put your hands on your pack if you need to. Try and keep nice and straight with your legs as well. One thing you want to try and avoid is this knee cambering inwards, so you need to keep it square. So it needs to look like this. I'll go from the side now, side angle. Cool, so I hope you can all see that. Of course those ones are targeting your thighs. The deeper you go in your lunges as well, the more you'll get into your hamstrings and your glutes. And of course, because you're carrying the pack, you've got some core work and some shoulder work in there too. So I'll crack on to the next exercise. Okay, got to take the pack off for this next one because we're on the back. So just put that to the side. Remember, you've got 20 seconds to get your pack off. Next exercise we call hip bridges. Lying down on the back here. Basically we're going to push the hips up to the sky and then lower them back. We want to try and keep the hips off the ground though, so there should be space at the bottom. Hips up, hips down. Hips up, hips down. So I keep that nice and tight. That's us. Cool. So if you want to progress it, take one leg off and you're going to be doing your hip bridges with one leg. So if you are doing them in this fashion, you could do 30 seconds on one leg and 30 seconds on the other leg. Cool. So that exercise, when you're doing it, you'll definitely find out that you are primarily targeting the hamstrings, back of the thigh, also into your glutes, a little bit of lower back as well. Some people feel the core too. So that's our next exercise. Final exercise is exercise number 6. Everyone knows how to do push-ups. We'll show you a few anyway. We're going to do the standard push-up. So a standard push-up is to target the chest, shoulders, triceps and abs. We're going to go for a hand position outside the width of the shoulders, not too wide and not too narrow. So really narrow ones will target your triceps more. So just outside the width of the shoulders, going to go on the toes. From there, key thing is to try and get as deep as you can. So we're going to go all the way down to the ground and then push back to the top. Abdominals need to stay nice and tight when you're doing them, and don't do them too fast. So I see a lot of people doing this, and they're just trying to do them as quickly as they can. You're not going to be doing yourself any favours. Just slow them down and activate the muscles properly. From the side. From here, full depth. If you need to regress it, can go to the knees, let your hips come down to the ground as well, and then push up from there. Try not to do this. Do see a lot of it, so let the hips come down as well, in line with the body, push yourself up from there. We've done our 6 exercises now, so we're going to do another 4 rounds. So that's 1 round done. Target is to do 5. So I've got another 4, so I'm going to chuck the backpack on and carry on. But hopefully that gives you a good idea of what you're doing, and yeah, I'll throw you up another workout of the week next week. See ya.